Now, earlier today, cruiserweight champion of the world Chris Billam-Smith announced he'll be defending his title for the first time on December the 10th against Mateusz Masternak, and he's returning to his hometown, Bournemouth, to do it in. Let's speak to the man himself on drive and say hello and good evening to Chris Billam-Smith. Hi, Chris. How are you?
Hi, gents. Yeah, all good, thank you. How are you guys?
We're good.
Yeah,
we're
good.
very well. Thanks so much for coming on our show. How excited are you to be fighting back in Bournemouth? I think I'm right in saying this is the third time you'll be headlining the BIC.
Yeah, third time headlining there. Yeah, fourth time boxing back there in my last four fights as well. So excited, amazing atmosphere in there, and obviously going in as defending champion.
Chris, what happened to the Okoli fight? Because I'm pretty sure he activated his rematch clause. How come you're not fighting him next?
Good question. I'm not sure myself, but I've had to sign in to fight him, so I'll be, expected to fight him next year after this one.
Oh, okay.
Oh.
That's interesting.
This is interesting.
Let's talk about your opponent. He's incredibly experienced. I think he's got like double the fights you've had. So tell me a bit more about him. I mean, listen, all boxing matches is a risk, but how much of a risk do you think this one is? Because when he's been defeated, he's only been defeated against top-level opponents.
Yeah, he's he's got 47 wins, 31 knockouts, I believe, which is more than I've had fights. So it's a really tough fight. He's a really skilled operator, and I'll be looking for a hard 12 rounds. I imagine I'm expecting that, and he has so much to his game.
Chris, you're fighting on a Sunday, which is odd, because I'm used to seeing big boxing events happening on a Saturday night. How come it's on a Sunday?
Well, Bournemouth have got Man United away on the Saturday. I said we can't have a show in Bournemouth when they're playing away. So the fans have been so good to me. So it's only right to give them the opportunity to come and support me and create an amazing atmosphere like they always do.
How much advantage do you think boxers get with the home crowd behind them?
For me, I think a huge amount. The reason I got into the sport was because of atmosphere, and that's the whole reason I got into sport, and it gives me such a massive lift.
I think Masternak, I think he lost to Tony Bellew. I think it was back in 2015. I mean, have you reached out to Tony about tactically, or you know what you're going to do ahead of this fight?
Yeah, I mean, he beat him. Bellew beat him on points, dropped him, I think, in the last round, and had a hard night's work, but it was a close decision on points. But he's tough, and for me, it's just about applying my pressure, fighting my fight, being smart with it. But it's a massively dangerous fight for me. I'm well aware of that, but obviously, me and my team know what we've got to do and believe in myself.
Have you started the training camp yet? Whereabouts are you at with that then?
Yeah, I'm probably fifth or sixth week into camp. Been sparring for the last couple of weeks. Had some tough spars already because I'm going to be expected to hard night. So it's I'll be sparring.
Okay.
For some even more. Go on.
Oh, sorry, the line is so bad. There's a huge delay on it. I can only apologise to you and our listening millions around the world. I was just going to ask you, moving on, just quickly about the fight of the weekend, Tyson Fury against Francis Ngannou. Are you going to be watching that? I'm guessing you're not going. Are you going to be watching that?
I might watch the highlights the next day. The undercard's pretty good. I'm pretty interested in some of the fights on the undercard, but the main event doesn't really interest me.
Okay. All right. Well, listen, you interest us. We can't wait for this fight. Again, apologies, that delay's awful. I mean, you could be on the moon. I think the connection will be better, but we appreciate you coming on so soon after that fight. Your first event has been announced. So thanks for that, Chris.
Cheers, Chris.
Cheers, gents.
There you go, Chris Billam-Smith. I can only apologise. I don't know. Sometimes you just get really poor delays. But it's going to be interesting for him. Listen, he's had, 18 fights. Chris Billam-Smith, his opponent's had 47. I mean, that's a huge difference.
It is a huge difference, but I think, Chris, he's shown, certainly in that Okoli fight, he could adapt.
Yeah.
I wonder why Okoli didn't take the rematch.
I don't know that.